Hi friends, myself Subrata Mukherjee, and today I will discuss a problem on capital structure and cost of capital. Company estimates its cost of debt and cost of equity for different debt equity mix as under: percentage of debt 0%, 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, 90%. Cost of debt 10%, 10%, 12%, 14%, 16%. Cost of equity 18%, 19%, 21%, 25%, 32%, 40%. Number 1. Compute the overall cost of capital and optimal debt equity mix under the traditional theory. Number 2. Consider the cost of debt as at different debt equity mix as given above. If approach were to hold good, what will be the cost of equity capital at different debt equity mix? What will be the risk premium? WD is the weight of debt. This is the weight of debt. KD is cost of debt. This is cost of debt. WE is the weight of equity. Weight of equity. This is cost of equity. And here we will calculate the weighted average cost of capital. Weighted average cost of capital, which is equal to WD into KD plus WE into KE. Now, weight of debt is given at 0. So, if weight of debt is 0, then weight of equity will be 1. Then weight of debt is 0.2, that is 20%. Then weight of equity will be 0.8. If weight of debt is 0.4, this is 40% given. So this will be 0.6. 1 minus 0.4. Weight of debt is 0.60. Then weight of equity will be 0.40. Next is weight of debt is 0.8 or 80%. Then weight of equity will be 0.20. And if weight of debt is 0.9, this will be equity will be 0.10. So cost of debt is given at 0, 0, then 10, 10, 12, 14, 16, and cost of equity 18, 19, 21, 25, 32, 40. So weighted average cost of capital here WD into KD. So WD into KD plus WE into KE. So this is equal to 18%. Next is 17.2. Then third one will be 0.4 into 10 plus 0.6 into 21. So this will give you 16.60. Then 0.6 into 12 plus 0.4 into 25. So this will give you 17.20. 0.8 into 14 plus 0.2 into 32. So this will be 17.60%. And the last one 0.9 into 16 plus 0.1 into 40. So this will give you 18.40. So at this level, when debt is 40% and equity is 60%, you have the minimum cost, weighted average cost of capital. So optimal debt equity mix will be 40% debt and 60% equity. So optimal debt equity mix when 40% debt and 60% equity. In the next question, regarding approach or Modigliani-Miller approach, you are supposed to calculate the cost of equity. So in this question, cost of debt, cost of equity is already given. So then what cost of equity we are going to calculate? So this is the main trick you have to learn. So weighted average cost of capital, or KO, is calculated as WD into KD plus WE into KE. In my earlier video, you will find the theoretical discussion on Modigliani-Miller hypothesis. So there I have shown you how to calculate the cost of equity. So KE will be equal to KO minus WD into KD by WE. So this is one way to calculate the cost of equity, and a refined formula that can be used is like this. So cost of equity is equal to cost of overall cost of capital, or KO, plus KO minus KD into debt by equity, or D by S. So this is the other way to calculate the cost of equity. Now, what is the cost of capital? In hypothesis, the diagrammatic representation is like this. So this is debt equity ratio. Here is the cost of debt, equity and capital. So on the y-axis we have cost of debt, cost of equity and cost of capital. So cost of debt and cost of equity, this is cost of overall cost of capital, and this is the cost of equity. So KO approach suggests that cost of capital, KO, is independent. Overall cost of capital is independent of its capital structure. So cost of capital is equal to, cost of capital will remain fixed. So in this question, what will be the cost of capital? So the cost of capital will be equal to KE, which will be equal to 18% when debt is 0. So overall cost of capital, KO will be 18%. So this will be taken as fixed. And with the increase in debt in the capital structure, cost of equity will increase. So we will find out what will be the cost of equity at a different level of debt. So your weight of debt is given at 0. This is 0, then 0.2 or 20%, then 0.4 or 40%, 0.60, 0.80 and 0.90. So at different level of debt or percentage of debt, your cost of debt is given as 0, 10, 12, 14, 16, and cost of capital will be taken as 18%, which is equal to cost of equity when debt is equal to 0. Now, and weight of E is already we have calculated. This will be 1, this will be 0.8, 0.6, 0.4, 0.20 and 0.10. And KE will be equal to KO minus WD KD by WE. So in the first case you have 18 minus 0 into 0, by 1 will be equal to 18%. Next, 18 minus 0.2 into 10 by 0.8, 20%. Third one will be 18 minus 0.4 into 10 by 0.6, 23.33%. Then 18 minus 0.6 into 12 by 0.4, this will be 27%. Then 18 minus 0.8 into 14 by 0.2, this will be 34%. And 18 minus 0.9 into 16 by 0.10, this will be 36%. So now you have to calculate the risk premium. What is the risk premium? Risk premium is the difference. So KE minus KO, KE minus KO. So this will be 0, this will be 2%, 23.33 minus 18, so this will be 5.33%, then 9%, 16% and 18%. So the difference of KE minus KO is the risk premium. KE can also be found by this formula. This is a refined one, KO plus KO minus KD into D by S, D by equity, that is, this is debt and this is equity, that is the ratio of debt equity. So the first case, 18 plus 18 minus 0 into 0 by 1, this will be 18%. Next one, 18 plus 18 minus 10 into 0.2 by 0.8, this will be 20%. So the next one will be 23.3%, 27%, 34 and 36%. And the risk premium, what will be the risk premium? The difference between KE minus KO. So in the first case this will be 0, then 2%, then 5.33%, 9%, 16% and 18%. You will have the same answer. So either this way or the previous one. Both the method you can see in one screen. So you will have the same answer.
You have understood the problem, and I request the student to see the playlist section of the channel to see the earlier videos that I have uploaded. Thank you.